Ready, start. May I strike a certain personal note and then go on to other considerations? Question mark. We, my generation in India, have been conditioned in particular ways by events. Full stop. There is the background of 2000 years or more. Full stop. There is the conditioning we have had during the 150 or 200 years of British rule. Full stop. And then there is the big conditioning during the last 30 or 35 years of what is called the Gandhian movement. Full stop. We are the resultants of these various conditioning factors. Full stop. If you want to understand us, you have to understand these conditioning factors. Full stop. That is so about me and my government in India. Full stop. That applies to the world at large also. Full stop. We have to understand other people's basic conditioning factors, their past history, traditions, habits, conflicts, etc. And more particularly the recent history of the last half a century or so. Full stop. Countries like India and China have millennia of history. Full stop. It is not an easy matter for me, whatever new knowledge I may gather, to get out of the 2000 years of Indian history. Full stop. So also with other countries. Full stop. Yet in order to understand another country, it is no good looking at it through the spectacles of our own country. Full stop. If an Indian presumes with his Indian background to judge England or Germany or Russia, he will probably not be objective enough. Full stop. Para. Now the China. Full stop. Living our past history, it has been conditioned for more than 40 years, ever since the end of the Manchu dynasty, by continuous trouble. Full stop. That was China's experience. Full stop. Take the background of the present rulers of China. Full stop. It is a background of struggle for the last 25 years. Full stop. I remember, and some of you may also recall, the long march in China. Full stop. Quite apart from its merits, that long march was a terrific feat. Full stop. It meant being hunted, being harassed, with many people collapsing and some surviving. Full stop. They often found a habitat in the mountains and in the caves and lived there for a number of years, organizing themselves. Full stop. Then came the Japanese invasion. Full stop. They fought the Japanese invasion. Full stop. That turned into a world war later. Full stop. Imagine what a powerful determining influence these factors must have had on the people who took part in a march of 8,000 miles, and whatever the system of government, which is a great relief after 2 generations of disorder. Full stop. Para. The second is their feeling of nationalism. Full stop. They feel that their great country, which has been kicked and tossed about for generations, has become unified and strong and can stand up on its own feet and look to any other country in the face. Full stop. Look at it from the Chinese point of view. I am not for the moment considering communism or anti-communism. Full stop. I tell you, a Chinese living in Singapore, Laos or elsewhere, even if he is completely anti-communist, is still proud of China's condition today. Full stop. He has his nationalist pride that his state, his country is strong and unified. Full stop. This is the background of China today. Full stop. Of course, it did not require my going to China to know all this, full stop, but if you keep it in mind, you will understand something of what is happening in China, full stop. You and I know very well that in China today they have got a certain political structure and a certain economic structure, full stop. The rulers of China are communists, full stop. There is no doubt about that, full stop. They have evolved a political and economic system which is partly based on their Marxist ideas and partly adapted to conditions in China, full stop. We all know that it is not full-blooded communism these, full stop. It has adapted to their conditions, full stop. So now if you ask me, is there freedom of the press there, question mark? With all respect, I shall say that question is rather unnecessary, full stop. The whole structure of government there is of a type which is completely different from parliamentary democracy, full stop. Whether you can call it democracy or not is another matter, full stop. They call it people's democracy, full stop. That is an argument which we need not go into, full stop. My point is that it is different, full stop. We know it, full stop. What results it yields you can partly see now, and ultimately the future will show, full stop. It is the future that will show whether the results achieved by the methods they pursue will be worthwhile or not, or have been worth the price paid for them, full stop. Each people and especially these big chunks of humanity like India and China with long records, as soon as they find freedom to function according to their wishes, are influenced by various external forces, industrial revolution, technological advancement, political ideas, and so on, full stop. But if we are worth our salt, we have to stand on our own feet and function in accordance with our own thinking and conditioning of minds, full stop. I shall have little respect for India if it followed blindly the American pattern or the Russian pattern or the Chinese or the British, full stop. Then it would not be India but a pale limitation of somebody else, full stop. Overall.